Okay, this is our creepy story time.
2?
I don't know. It might be 1, depending on when I upload it.
Okay.
This is creepy story time.
And this one's
whatever
actually
number.
going to be scary.
Um,
Well,
and
we're starting it off scary.
so I'll say a sentence, and then Case says a sentence, and
Or 2.
or 2. I'll say a section,
A
and
little
then,
part, and
okay.
then we switch off.
So there once was a creepy castle on the top of a ridge.
And there was a painter, or well, an artist that made paintings.
And he was having a showing, and this castle was at the top of the ridge, and then there was a bunch of people like in the town, and so this is like modern. And so then they all, they'd go up and they wanted to see, what he was showing.
So he had displayed many paintings for these people to like look at, and it was like an auction. They could go and buy them if they wanted to.
Unfortunately, the castle was medieval, so it didn't have power. So the lighting was really low, and they just had candle or like lantern thingies,
Torches.
Lantern torches. Okay, go.
They had whatever they wanted.
Yeah, it was dark.
And one man decided he was going to buy a lot of them because he really liked the work, and he figured that it would, if it was so popular now, it would get a lot more popular, and he'd have the originals.
And these were interesting paintings because they were abstract. They were like human faces, but like morphed, and like you could tell it was like a human, but it was different. It was like a lot like not normal.
Like abstract paintings of people, basically.
So this man put down money. And
Put it down.
Yeah, he wanted to buy.
Okay, that's sort of a
He
weird.
wanted to buy like 10.
He didn't say it
paintings.
like that, but
And so then the rest of the town folk were kind of closing up, and they were, a lot of them were like, "Oh, I don't have enough money for this," and so they were kind of leaving. There were still a few people left. Go ahead.
So anyways, he bought the paintings, and he brought them to his house and kind of was looking for spots to put them up, and he didn't really know exactly where, so he just put them up in his room for the night until he woke up and could see better and put them different places.
So he wakes up. He's like waking up in the morning. And so he looks over at the first painting, and he knows it's kind of weird. It's like the reds were kind of like crusty, and it was a lot of like deep like colored paintings. And so he was like, why is that like that? Why is it all crusty and that?
And he figured maybe the paint was just drying, or it was just drying differently. And it was at night that he saw them, and it's in the morning now.
So he's kind of reconsidering maybe these weren't the best, the prettiest paintings. And so he ended up going back to the castle, and it was like, hey, I'll buy a few, but I'm not sure I want to buy this many. To the painter or the artist.
He was thinking about maybe seeing if the painter could like remake them, so they weren't like they didn't do the same kind of stuff that they did as they did with his.
And so obviously this is offensive to the artist, right? And so the man was like, hey, can you do one of me, right? And the artist said, yes, come back tomorrow, and I'll have everything ready, and I'll make one of you.
So he comes to the same spot, and he tells them that he doesn't want to work in public, so they go to his place. Okay, that sounds a little bit weird, but
they go to the castle where the
all
painter
his
works.
art stuff is.
And so he leads them down into the the depths of the castle, and the artist says, "Okay, you can sit in this chair." And he has a frame, right? And so this is kind of, it's like, what's this guy doing, right? This painter. So the guy's like, okay, well, I'm getting my painting right.
So he puts up like the frame, and kind of what would you call it? Draws like kind of an outline of what he wants on the painting. next to the man.
And suddenly, out of the chair, like little clamps come up over the man's arms, and he's like, "What are you doing? What is this? What?"
And legs.
Yeah, and his legs. So he's like pinned down, and the painter artist, he asks, did you want me to do a painting of you? And the man says,
"Oh, he says yes, but why is my arms and leg constricted?"
And so the painter takes out a saw. Like a bow saw, like goes back and forth.
He sets it on the table and draws with a what would they draw with? Pens?
Like a pen. Yeah, he pulls out a Sharpie.
He has a Sharpie. I mean, it's modern times, right? He pulls out a Sharpie and draws on the man's face.
Kind of like around here where he wants the painting to be, right? And so the man who wanted his portrait done was never seen again by the townsfolk, and no one could ever prove anything. But the next showing day, the man's portrait was presented, and it was of a man screaming like this, like Kees.
And everyone was really surprised of how accurate the painting was of the man.
And that's the story. And the castle still exists.
He cut his face off.